Imagine, one night, you look up and a star is gone, not a faint one, swallowed by city lights, a bright one, a familiar one. Tonight, one star disappeared and nobody knew why. It began quietly, almost imperceptibly, a single anomaly. Dr. Maya Carter, a 35-year-old astrophysicist, was the first to flag it. In the hushed glow of the Kitt Peak Observatory's main control room, surrounded by banks of monitors displaying spectral data, a tiny red flag popped up on her screen. An expected stellar signature just vanished. Her intelligent hazel eyes narrowed, a calm yet determined expression settling on her face. She ran the diagnostics again. The star wasn't obscured. It wasn't a supernova. It hadn't drifted. It was simply not there. The next night, another one, then two. Within a week, the scientific community was in an uproar. Emergency meetings convened in sterile conference rooms around the globe. Maya, now an accidental expert on cosmic disappearance, presented her findings to a panel of incredulous peers. Her voice, usually soft, gained an edge of urgency as she described the impossible data. The stars weren't dimming. They were being extinguished one by one, like candles blown out in a vast, unseen hallway. Panic began to ripple through the public. News reports showed time lapses of constellations dissolving into blackness. People gathered in city squares, pointing at the increasingly empty sky, a primal fear creeping into their collective consciousness. Maya, retreating to her home office, found herself staring out her window at the rapidly vanishing familiar points of light, a sense of profound loneliness washing over her. What force could accomplish such a thing? What would you feel watching the very fabric of your known universe unravel like that? Tell me in the comments below. Days turned into weeks. The nights grew darker, the silence heavier. The vast star-dusted tapestry of the cosmos was now a threadbare shroud. Astronomers, once seekers of distant wonders, now felt like morticians charting a universal death. Maya spent every waking hour in the observatory, now a desolate monument to lost light. She had abandoned the search for why they vanished, focusing instead on how they vanished. There had to be a pattern, a whisper of a mechanism. And then she found it. Deep within the spectral data of the last few vanished stars, there was a faint, almost imperceptible energy signature, a kind of resonance. It wasn't natural, it wasn't stellar, it was artificial. But what kind of artificial force could snuff out suns? What would you hypothesize was happening if you were in her shoes, facing this impossible truth? Let me know your theories. The number of stars dwindled, from billions to millions to thousands to hundreds. The remaining light became precious, a fragile testament to what was. Humanity huddled together, united by a shared terror and a dwindling source of comfort. Maya, exhausted but driven, sat alone in the observatory, watching the last few stars on her monitors. One by one, they flickered, resonated with that strange energy, and winked out until only one remained. A single solitary star, hanging in the black velvet above. It was magnificent in its isolation, a defiant pinprick against the infinite void. Maya monitored it for hours, for days. The world held its breath. People stood in their backyards, in open fields, in city parks, just gazing at that last lonely light. Then, one cold evening, as Maya watched from the observatory's telescope dome, a subtle ripple of that strange energy signature appeared around it. Her heart pounded. She zoomed in, pushing the limits of the optics. For a split second, she saw it. Not a burning sphere of gas, but an intricate, impossibly delicate lattice. A mechanism, a lens, a screen. The last star didn't explode. It didn't fade. It simply dissolved, like a projection abruptly turned off. And in its place, for a fleeting, terrifying moment, a single vast, unblinking eye blinked back. An eye made not of light, but of pure, terrifying darkness. The stars weren't suns. They were windows watching us. And now the watchers had gone. What kind of future would you imagine for humanity after a discovery like that? Share your thoughts below. The world went utterly, profoundly dark. Not just the sky, but the very understanding of our place in the universe. We were alone, profoundly and irrevocably, in a silence that echoed with the knowledge that we had been observed. We were the spectacle, and the show had just ended. If that chilling thought gave you pause, subscribe to the channel. There are more stories waiting to unfold in the darkness.